Hello, my name is Sam Sloan. I'm a candidate for President of the United States. I wanted to talk about the issue of marijuana, which is a big issue these days. I am in favor of legalizing marijuana. I do want to explain, however. I went to the University of California, Berkeley in 1962. When I came home from my first year at the University of California, Berkeley, I told my mother that I am in favor of legalizing marijuana. Now, you may find it strange that I would mention this to my mother, but in fact, my mother was a child psychiatrist. And it turns out, when I told my mother that we should legalize marijuana, she said, "Oh no, we cannot legalize this drug because it's a terrible mind-altering drug. It causes her patients to become psychiatric patients." My mother was a child psychiatrist, and many of the patients that she was treating as a child psychiatrist were smokers of marijuana. And she knew that the dangers of this drug. And nevertheless, I believe that even though the drug is dangerous, alcohol is another dangerous drug. It's a much more dangerous drug. And it happens that I wrote a book called The Slave Children of Thomas Jefferson. And in the course of writing this book about Sally Hemings, the mistress of Thomas Jefferson, I learned that Thomas Jefferson grew marijuana. In fact, it was his main crop. The main crop of Thomas Jefferson on his farms in Charlottesville, and he also had a farm in what is now the area of Lynchburg, Virginia, he grew marijuana, which is called hemp, but it's a natural product it's a weed that grows in people's yards in Virginia. And Thomas Jefferson grew marijuana, and I believe that even though it's a dangerous drug, my mother said it's a dangerous drug, she knew because she was the authority on this subject. It wasn't just she was my mother, she was the authority she was a psychiatric medical doctor, and she knew about the dangers of marijuana, and she was against legalizing marijuana. But as a matter of human right, if a person wants to drink alcohol, they have the right to drink it, in my opinion. If a person wants to smoke weed and put this terrible drug into their brain, they should have a right to do that, and we're not going to stop them from doing it anyway, because as you know, the cartels are making billions of dollars smuggling marijuana across from Mexico. We put the cartels out of business by legalizing it in some states, and we should continue to do that. Marijuana should be legalized in all states, and if anybody wants to go crazy by smoking marijuana, they have the absolute legal right to do it. But I personally do not smoke marijuana. I have never in my life taken a single puff of marijuana. I'm against marijuana for my personal use. But if anybody else wants to go crazy and smoke this stuff, they have absolutely every right to do so.